Hi, I'm Siegel Coonerty with Siegel Coonerty. We're personal injury and medical malpractice attorneys based here in New York City. Today I'm going to speak to you about a case involving a construction accident with a construction worker, which we were able to settle for $1.6 million. I refer to this case, unfortunately for him, as the Roadrunner case. I say that because it seemed as if my client was like Wile E. Coyote and he was jackhammering a floor in order to create a hole in that floor so that a stairway could be put in. He was told by the general contractor on the job that where he was standing was safe. Well, lo and behold, just like you would imagine in the cartoon, he's jackhammering the floor, the whole floor falls, and he falls with it, with thousands of pounds of concrete. He sustained severe injuries to his spine. In order to illustrate these injuries, let me explain to you. Let me show you something. This model is the type of model that I used in settling this client's case. The type of injuries he sustained were to his spinal cord. What happened was, when he fell with all these thousands of pounds of concrete, approximately 10 feet, the vertebrae, which make up the bony parts of your backbone, many of them crumbled. And when they crumbled and they sustained that type of trauma, they put pressure on the discs that are in between these vertebrae, the intervertebral disc. This is a soft structure that can be pushed out of place, or you may have heard herniated or bulged out of place. And what that did was that compromised the nerves that exit the spinal canal, these peripheral nerves that you see on the side here. They got pressed upon, and what that ended up doing was sending a signal to this individual's brain that constantly told his brain that he was in pain. One of the difficulties in this case was making sure that we could prove that this case fell under the labor law of New York. Those are laws that protect workers. We wanted to say to the judge, hey, this is a case where our client did nothing wrong, and the general contractor and the owner of the construction site should be completely liable, that is, completely responsible for this accident. This is what we did to help this client. We were able to prove to a judge that the cause of his accident had nothing to do with our client's fault and was all the fault of the owner of the construction site as well as the general contractor that stood there and watched this happen to our client. We were able to get a judgment on his behalf, and that enabled us to settle the case for a fair number of $1.6 million. You might be a construction worker, or friends or family of yours are construction worker. You may know someone, or you yourself was injured because of the fault of someone else on a construction site. Call me. You need to speak to me. You need to know what your rights are. 212-532-0532. Siegel Coonerty at Siegel Coonerty. We'll get to the bottom of it, and you'll get the peace of mind of knowing whether you have a lawsuit or not. Thank you.